do. Some will be running, some will be jumping, some will be skipping, some will be like walking on a small trail, balancing themselves. So these are the different activities. So these people do because they have just now got the motor activities in their body. Fine motor and gross motor. Gross motor, as I told, are the big muscles. Arm, thighs, forearms, legs, those muscles. And fine motors are these small muscles on the fingertips, some inside body also, inside. There are so many different muscles which monitor the fine motors and gross motors. So these are the two types of muscles. So so their coordination only can work. Like for pinching and lifting something, your fine muscles should work properly. Again, doing these kind of motions, your whole fine muscles should work in coordination with that. So these coordinations they learn at that age. Bit there, which muscle to relax, which muscle to contract at what time. This way they will play piano, guitar, writing, painting, these all things, knitting, embroidery, these all work. This is coordination, to know that which muscle to relax and which muscle to contract at after which muscle to relax and after which muscle to contract. So this is automatic, but some part is learnt. So this is very good age for learning any new thing which involves the gross motors or even fine motors. So now we are clear about there is two types of muscle coordination, gross motors and fine motors. Gross motors are like big muscles, thighs muscle, leg muscles, arm muscles, forearm muscles. By this they run. While running, they have to lift one leg, then they have to keep another leg. They have to keep balancing on that leg till the other leg comes. So running, jumping, hopping on one leg or two legs or balancing. These are the gross motor skills or gross muscle coordinations. And fine muscle coordination, I told you, writing, reading, painting, uh, uh, this knitting or embroidery or stitching. So balancing, skipping, these are gross motors and fine motors, I told you. So now about the gross muscles, muscular coordination. So suppose a pencil is lying on a table. So you imagine how a 1-year-old will go and pick up that pencil, how a 3-year-old will go and pick up a pencil, and how a 11-year-old will go and pick up the pencil. So how 1 year will go and pick up the pencil. Pencil, if it is lying down, 1 year will go and start to pick like this. I have good muscle control, so don't compare me with that. So, but this is how 1-year-old will go and try to pick up like this. A 3-year-old will go and pick up with some finger like this something. 3-year-olds, whereas an 11-year-old will properly pick with 2 fingers, with index and thumb finger, not just any finger. They will pick with index and thumb finger. They can also play it using, they can play with the pencil using different fine muscles. So this is the muscular coordination. Then next is fine muscular coordinations. So slowly as from 6 to 11 as they grow, their proficiency or their expertise in the fine movements is gained. So this is the time when they learn many things like writing in good handwriting. If a child cannot do good handwriting between 6 to 12 years of age, there is difficult to get good handwriting further. I don't know what happens to our handwriting further. Anyway, so good handwriting, needlework. I think I learned the needlework at that time only. I made embroidery on my mask. So this needlework, painting and knitting, these all things are learned at that time. And then from experience, kids learn how to walk, run, jump, kick, these all things. And these are learned before they learn to feed themselves. A child walks before it eats themselves. So walking, running, jumping, they learn before they get the hand-eye coordination. They should know where the hand is going while eating. So this coordination comes later, and the running, walking, jumping, this comes earlier, because running, walking, jumping is gross motor skills, whereas hand-eye coordination and writing skills, they are the fine motor skills. So this way we can say that gross motor skills or gross muscular coordination comes earlier than the fine muscular coordinations. So this time muscles will be growing. I told you strong bones will have catching hold the strong muscles. So this is the age when the muscular development happens. So this is known as sensitive period. At this time, if there is any insult bole to injury or some problem in the development, not insult like English insult, it is like medical insult. So if there is some insult in the development phase, there will be problem in these coordinations, fine muscular coordination or gross muscular coordination. Even like insult, you can say like some infection. Most common infection which causes gross motor coordination problem is polio. Polio happens at this age only, and this is the major insult in the muscular coordination. So at that time they will not learn, so those muscles get wasted. And suppose the child starts and you want to force girl or child to do things before the muscles are ready for it, so then those muscles get damaged. So you don't have to force also, you have to just make them learn, but don't force them to learn. So because muscles are still developing, they are not yet developed. They will walk and run very good, but you cannot expect them to run marathon. You cannot expect them to run like Usain Bolt, like that. So that is also kind of insult which is happening on the muscles before it is properly ready. So in that cases, muscle have more chances of being damaged, and more damage happens to the fine muscles, muscles, which are even in the arms and forearms also, and legs and thighs also. There are some fine muscles. There are some small muscles which is holding in between the big muscles. Some chota muscles will be around there. So you can say that from 6 to 11 years, gradually the handwriting improves, it becomes better and faster. So this is the time of sensitivity, when you have to sensitize the child for more better handwriting and for other good things. So eating is how fine, because it does not involve only folding your hand. By this way you cannot eat. Eating involves your hand-eye coordination as well as lifting the food, bringing in properly to mouth. Gross muscles are just you twitch the hand and it will flex. That is gross muscle coordination. Okay, Prahash. So this is the sensitivity period, and here the body is ready to learn a particular activity or skill more efficiently. So this time the child should be given the practice and encouragement, but not enforcement. There's difference between encouragement and enforcement. So you just encourage the child to do the more practice so that they learn more the fine and gross motor skills, but not you have to enforce beyond their development of the muscles. So they learn maximum types of different activities in this age group. First of all, they have to learn the basic activities of walking, running, eating. These are the basic activities they have to learn. Along with that, they can learn the other kind of activities which I told, like painting or knitting and all those things. So as many activities, as many work they will do, so many muscles will start maturing. So you have to give each muscle some work. Yoga, gymnastic, this is the best time to teach them yoga, gymnastic and all those things. So what are the activities and skills which they can get between 6 to 11 years? They can throw a ball at an estimated distance. Just throwing a ball is nothing. Throwing ball so that it reaches a particular distance, to reach up to like 5 meter, or to reach up to 10 meter, or reach up to 20 meter. So they know how much momentum they have to put on the ball to reach up to that level. So these children can do that. Then they can catch the ball. It means they are recognizing what speed the ball is coming, what direction the ball is coming. They can run with coordinated movements, unless, obviously, again, unless there is some problem. Some kids may have knock knee, some kids may have bow legs. They will be having not so much coordinated movement, so you cannot make them run. They will only trip and fall. That will again cause injury. So yes, basically everyone can run with coordinated movements at this age, and they can judge and stop a small ball, and can balance on one foot. So this age, the kids start learning that hopscotch, the game of hopscotch, and then they can hop on one foot, or they can hop on both foot alternatively, and then learn balancing. They can also learn the high jump, and they can skip with 2 legs. Skipping they can learn, can hop and jump in small squares, and they can play games with alternate hopping rhythm. And they can jump, high jump and long jump they can do. So at this age, they can run and jump hurdle jumps they can do. Now about the disorders which can happen at the physical development during these years of 6 to 11 years. So during this time, the disorders which can happen maybe because of the physical illnesses. One illness I told you, polio. Other physical illnesses also can be there, like some lungs may not be that good to have allowed to run fast or something like that. So physical illnesses, fall and injuries are so common because they will be always running. So fall and injury, sometimes they have bad decision of balancing, and they will fall like that. Accidents are also very common. Then there are genetic diseases which may be causing weak bones or weak muscles or other problem, or like knock knee, bow legs, sometimes like this. And nutritional, obviously, nutritional deficiency will also be causing the hampering in the physical development during these years. So some of the disorders are like attention deficit disorder. Attention deficit disorder can be either hyperactive or hypoactive. So hyperactivity attention deficit disorder, or hypoactivity attention deficit disorder. So about the hyperactivity attention deficit disorders. So here the kids are easily distractible. They have very low concentration period. They are highly impulsive, irritable, moody, slow in learning, and not showing attention at all. I feel most of the kids in today's generation are like that. So these children move from one to another side continuously. They can't sit at one place. They cannot inhibit action. They cannot control the action of their bodies. They will be continuously moving. They have constantly diverted by some sound, some lights, some object, whatever comes in front, they get diverted by that. They are chaotic in their behavior, and they easily forget what they are supposed to do, and they have problem in like 2-3 work. If you give them together, first you finish this, then you do that, then you do that, they get confused. So they cannot do sequentially ordered task, and most of the childs are annoying and unpopular among peers. That we cannot say, because I feel most of the kids nowadays are like that, annoying only. And then is hypoactive attention deficit disorders. They show less than normal activity and excessive daydreaming. They will be thinking something. So they will be quiet, but in their own world, and undistracting in their behavior. But again, they will not be able to attend the specific task which is given to them. And most of the time people may feel that, yeah, this kid is so silent, so nice kid, but it is not. So it may go unnoticed for many years. Because everyone will think, oh, it is such a good child, silently ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, like that. So, but it is not like that, because again, there also will be some learning problems for them also. Now about the another disorder, we are in the execution of the motor skills. So children of this age, they have different individual variances in the execution of motor skills, and their ability is obviously different. To master the complex means to become expert in the complex motor task. So you cannot think that I have put 3 kids in the swimming, all 3 will become good swimmers. Not like that. So it is like individually they will have different execution of, yeah, even 12 plus kids, because they are also coming from 6 to 11 years old age only. So that activity and hyperactivity continues even after that. So individual variation will be there. So they show improvement in the gross motor skills, which is seen in the increased speed, power, coordination, and balance. And these children are always in hurry. They will be hurry to learn, hurry to do things. And their motor activity is such that they can ride the scooters, bicycles, skates, everything. And they learn many new skills if they do the improvement over the gross motor skills. They can run faster with more accuracy, and such kids become like Usain Bolts. They can hump and jump in a coordinated manner, throw, catch, and kick the ball. They play good team sports: basketball, football, baseball, dancing, swimming, roller skating, tennis, these all things. So I think 6 to 11-year kids, there is very simple method. Again, one parenting tip I'm telling: you should put the kid everywhere, because you don't know what the kid is good in, but just don't force everything on him. Although there is so much of pressure from the school also, that you have to get more than 95% marks. I don't know what will you do with 95% plus marks in your first and second standard. So just writing and reading is okay, that much learning is okay, not to run behind 95%. Must study and do all the sports, all the activities, everything should learn. And it is like trial and error. You have to put everywhere: dancing, singing, playing instruments, everywhere, so that you know where the uh, child is having more skills. That you will know by doing everything together or one after one. So they show intense interest in acquiring and improving the skills what they like, what their fine motor skills and gross motor skills they like further. So as for disorders in regards to these aspects, they may have like disorders. If we say that these disorders like hyperactivity and other disorders, execution is not proper, yeah, they can be many times because of congenital problems in the motor skills and activities, or sometimes acquired deficits because of the infection, or because of the environmental factors, or because of nutrition. So many acquired deficits in the skills and activities. So many of these kids may not be able to show coordination of the gross and fine motor skills due to deficiency or abnormality in their physic. Physic abnormality we can see in polio. Also, there is some diseases. I'll tell you some names which is not written in our books. Like rickets, scurvy, you might have heard these diseases. Then vitamin A deficiency. These diseases, these chota deficiencies, not no, hyperproteinemia means less protein, less blood. We don't know, but a child will be hypoanemic. You have seen kids having brown hair on their head, patches of brown hair. Somewhere it will be black, somewhere it will be brown, or lusterless hairs, or lusterless skin. Why kids should have lusterless hair and lusterless skin? They don't need good shampoo, they don't need good skin care products and all those things. No, kids are born with good skin, kids are born with good hairs. They don't need good products to keep it good. They just need good nutrition to keep it good. Actually, not only kids, even adults need good nutrition to keep their body healthy and to keep their body beautiful. Sometimes high fever and other physical illnesses may keep the children away from these activities for long time. And when they come back from the convalescence period, I mean, after illness goes off, they come back, they may not be able to become equal to what their peers are doing now in same activity in which he was very good. So now he or she will feel unhappy and will not be striving or doing work for that to becoming good further. In some cases of polio, they will have problem in doing physical activity. But I'll tell you one thing, polio many times or most of the time is 100% returnable. It comes back to normal. But most of the times earlier it is seen that polio used to be there disabled for whole life. So there is improvement in control and coordination of the fine motor skills in this age group. So this age group kids can perform progressively neater and smaller tasks better. So they can play musical instrument, which requires their balancing and their control over the small muscles, playing guitar, piano, or any such thing, or tabla. So small muscles of hand and finger, sewing, knitting, drawing pictures in minute details, these all things they've developed with great extent, and children are very good in learning these things at this age. Again, the problem physical illness, if kids are falling ill frequently, they may not be able to become good in these tasks, because again, they go back from where they started. Practice goes back. Again, this extent to which the children becomes good in these things are also depending on their genetic potential. Some kids, however much they try, they cannot become so good. And then over that emotional thing, over enforcement, like I told, that also can cause negative balance. So they will not be, even if they used to like earlier, and if it is so much expectations from them, they start disliking the same thing which they used to like earlier. So motor skills, even fine and gross motor skills, they both depend on the body size. You cannot expect a very small size kid to play some game which is good for the height people. Like you can say like basketball, that is height dependent and all. So skills depend upon the body size, strength of the muscles in that particular person's body, and brain maturation. So obviously it is individual variations is there everywhere. And the extent to which children develop their genetic potential for motor skills depends on the temperament and personality factors, like the energy level and the venturesomeness, how much they want to venture in that particular area, their aggressiveness and persistence, as well as their attitudes towards their body build, and their eagerness to participate in different competitions and functions. So we can say that some shy children or children with low self-esteem, like introverts, uh, they have difficulty competing with other. They will like, no, I'm good, leave me, I don't want to compete with other, I'm doing good, let it be like this only, like that. So these children will miss out the opportunity to acquire, because they don't know that they can become so good if they do more practice. So they'll miss the opportunity to acquire and develop the skills. Then about the participations, these children, they learn to participate in a large number of activities. That day I told you yesterday about, this is one gang age. This is the age when kids want to be included in particular gang or particular social circle. So these children, they participate in a large number of activities, both in the school and at home also. And such participation enables the children to become more active member of society, because by being a gang member, they will not only learn the skills, then also learn to be sociable, to become more sociable with other people. So they participate in scouts, league teams, where they develop friendship and share the interest. About the progress in physical growth and motor development. So there is a steady and sustained growth. Yesterday only I told the growth is slow than the previous period and the next period of adolescence. So, but there is a steady and slow growth during this period. There is increased ability to do the motor skills, and they learn more complex and elaborate motor tasks. There is variation in growth among children, like each child is not growing at the same age and same rate. I don't know about the health drinks that tell that like double growth. Yeah, I think Complan or something. I don't remember the name. Double growth. What do you mean by double growth? It's not like all the kids who will be drinking Complan will be growing up 3 centimeter to 6 centimeter, like double growth, which I had seen in ad somewhere. Again, each children has their own variations. So some children may be tall, some children may be short. It is genetic variation. This is their constitutional genes. And but still, evolution is also changing. By like nowadays, children are taller than their previous generations. So this trend is known as secular trend. With evolution, like evolution, I told you that puberty is happening early. So because they are getting the growth spurts early, so they are becoming taller because now they are getting so many years to grow. Not this from 6 to 11 years, and then their adolescent growth spurt. So their puberty is early. What was happening at 14 years is happening at 11 years. So they are getting 3 more extra years to grow. That's why this generation, you can say, is slowly with each generation it is taller and they are more mature than the previous generations. So this trend is known as secular trend. Then attitude about self becomes related to the conception of the body shape and size. And they also start thinking what others think about me. That tells them about what they should think about themselves. So their body shape and size becomes important, and they start getting this habit of being appreciated, and they want to get appreciated. Others reaction to them becomes very important. That's why these age kids after 10-11 years, they start, if you give them freedom, they start going for this Instagram, WhatsApp, for unnecessary things, singing one line, putting on WhatsApp, putting so many photos and all. They start becoming, they want to know others reactions towards them because it becomes important for them. Then about the body proportions, although these years have steady growths in the body, but the all body parts don't grow at the same rate. Some parts grow faster, some part grow slower. So legs means lower limb grow faster, that's why they become tall. Head starts becoming smaller when the baby is small baby 1 year ka, the head will be 1/4 of the body proportions. At this age it will be 1/6, and as it starts becoming adult size as 1/8 of the body proportion will be the head. So head becomes smaller, legs become longer, and then face changes. As I told you, the mandible, this bone, chin bone, that was round, that starts becoming longer, means lower part of the body starts changing. The eye proportions change according to the face. So maximum changes happen in the faces and the limbs. And then there is eruptions of the tooth, that also changes the shape of the face and the shape of the mouth. The trunk becomes long. Trunk means body. The center of the body becomes long and slim. The chest broadens and flattens. Neck becomes longer. So that shoulder and neck, there is gap. Kids have chota sa neck. So there will be a gap between the head and the shoulder. Pelvis again increases in size, for which we had so much of discussion yesterday. The arms and legs are thin, with no development in musculature, but as the muscles start developing, the arms and legs, what muscles is working more, accordingly the arms and muscles start growing. And the hands and feet grow slowly. The hands and feet our hands, means this part, the hands and feet, which is on which we walk. They are generally longer for boys than girls. Children lose their baby fat, the brown fat which was in the kid's age, that they lose, and they start getting the white fat of the adult. So their face becomes slimmer and narrower. And school age children usually have a tooth. School age, school going, first, second standard kids, they start getting their tooth coming and going. So many of the kids will be, close the door, many of the kids will be without the teeth when they go to school. Toothless smiles are common. And so many permanent teeth and molars start coming. So the shape of the face of the child changes. And then by 11 to 12 years, all the milk tooth teeth are exchanged with the permanent teeth. So all the boys and girls, they get all their permanent teeth except the second and third molar. Third molar comes to anyway after adult only. So at the 6 years of age, the eyes have not yet reached their final shape and size. They start getting. So this eyes means not only the aperture, means not only the whole, the eye what we see. Eyeball means inside ka also. So that's why these kids may be far-sighted, means unko, they have problem in seeing the near things. 6 to 8 years age, there might be a little problem in seeing the near things. Over that, in today's world, if at that age, 6 to 8 years, if they are more exposed to this blue light of mobile, tablets, TV, then this may be continuing, and that will be more harmful for the growing eyes of that kid's age. So if there is no harmful effect on the eyes, then slowly after 8 to 10 years of age, their eyes become the adult age eye size and shape. And then this the problem with the seeing near things will go off. So potential implication of this finding is that their early reading should be in the bolder, larger types, not chota written in early years, like 5 to 10 years, 5 to like 8 years. After that, the eyes become adult size, then they will do the normal reading. That's why reading should be best delayed until 6 years of age, or if you have to continue reading. But nowadays, see, there is LKG, UKG, even pre-KG. Like 2 years, 10 months, they put off in school. Or forget about reading. The schools even forced to write. At 3 years, 4 years, you want the child to hold the pencil with that undeveloped fine muscles of the finger. They want them to hold the pencil, and not only hold, they want them to write A, B, C, D in that coordinated. Just you imagine writing A. It's working so many muscles at a time. You are folding so many muscles of your thumb and all fingers. Along with that, you are folding ankles. So reading and writing should not happen before 5 to 6 years of age. That is correct. Eyes are not developed so much. Fine muscles are not developed so much. But in nowadays, I think new education system, even the LKG and UKG 3.5 years is also included in the mainstream. So marked improvements are seen in the posture. The shoulders become rounded, spinal curvature becomes straight, and the abdomen of the early years are abdomen will be little plumpy in the early years. That becomes straight or scaphoid. And they learn to use their arms and legs properly. Brain growth, as I told you, by 10 to 12 years is almost finished. ब्रेन ग्रोथ जितना होना था हो गया भाई, इतना पैसा में इतना ही मिलेगा टाइप से. So by 10 to 12 years, brain growth is done. Bone growth is mainly on the face, arms and legs. And that's why this is the age when growth is happening. So children are more flexible. So this is the age when you should teach yoga, gymnastics, and other kind of aerobic and anaerobic exercises, because between two bones there is gap, still there is gap. So bones and joints are more flexible. And after the ossification is complete, this two joints, the gap between the bones in the joints, they start reducing. Then the flexibility comes down. Because of this gap between the joints, they are so flexible, and that's why they are resistant to fractures also. Fractures are not so common because they are pliable, they are so flexible. So muscle pulls and fractures, break, these all things are not so common in this age of kids. Now about the muscle and fat, both in girls and the boys, the muscle increase in size and strength, although the muscle fibers number remains the same. The number of the muscle fiber, each muscle, if you cut one into 1 centimeter ka muscle part, the number will be same, but their size will be different. Length, breadth, the size will be different. So this difference in the size tells you about the strength of that particular muscle. So each muscle has multiple muscular cells. So these muscles of 6 to 12 years are still functionally immature when you compare with an adult. So if you make them do the sports, dance, skating, so that will help in their muscle tissues as well as they help in their coordination also. And then heart growth is very slow during these years, and heart is proportionally smaller in this age than any other period of life. Means slowly after that heart starts becoming growing more. Body fat is 15% of the body weight in this age, and girls usually have more fat than the boys at age 6. But if their eating habits is same, then there is almost same by the time of 7 to adolescent years. And then the appetite of the child starts increasing after 6 years, and then they tend to eat more than they used to eat earlier. Some even start overeating and become obese. So the chance of obesity is more after 6 years of age. So you have to keep an eye on that. And most obesity causes loss in sports. Loss in sports causes obesity. It is both are like interrelated to each other. Because the child does not play, that's why the child is obese or fat, or because the child is fat, that's why he or she does not play. So both are interrelated. So if they don't play, the required or necessary skills also does not come. That gross motor and fine motor skills which was supposed to come, and social success to become more sociable, which was happening at this age, which is very necessary to happen at this age, that starts becoming less. Now about the GI system, the gastrointestinal system or digestive system, it is quite mature in this age, and they experience very less stomach ache, and their blood glucose level is quite good and manageable and steady, and they have more capacity than the smaller ones because they start eating more, I told you. So yeah, they don't need to be feed so carefully as they used to feed before 5 years of age. But you have to see that because their appetite is more, you have to give good food, otherwise they will go towards the junk food. So have to keep an eye that, yeah, 5 years I was giving this much, 6 years, why should I give more? But yeah, you should give more because their appetite has increased, and if you don't give more, they will start eating the junk food, whatever comes in their hand. So about the lung continue to grow until 8 years of age, and the respiratory airways grow even more in adolescence, and the lung capacity increases. The respiratory rate or the number of breaths, respiratory rate means how many breathings you take per minute. So that decreases slowly. Children usually breathe faster than the adult, and so this is the period when they are transmitting from the child to adult. So slowly it decreases the rate of the respiration. And bladder and bowel means their motions and urinations, they are usually well controlled by this time. They can tell you in advance, yeah, I want to go to pee, I want to go to toilet, and all those things. Their ear and sense of hearing are well developed by this age, and then sensitivity starts increasing further in life after this. So to summarize, I want to tell some things. Sensory systems are mature by this age. We are talking about 6 to 12 years age. So sensory systems are mature. Heart and lungs continue to mature. They are not yet mature. Brain growth is almost complete by 11 to 12 years of age, and growth during this time, whole body growth is slow, but it is steady throughout. It's happening. The average child grows 2 to 2.5 inches per year and 3 to 6 pounds per year during this. So it is continuous growth. Even though it is slow, there is continuous growth. And girls are usually little taller and little heavier than the boys, and the growth is more in the arms, legs, and face than the center of the body. The baby teeth, the milk teeth are replaced by the permanent teeth at this age. And then motor skills are the coordinations which the smaller muscles play, where the smaller muscles play the major role. And childhood is the ideal age for learning the motor skills. So why? Because they are more pliable, they are more flexible than the adolescents and the adults, and they start learning. So their learning capacity is also more than the smaller kids, and they are flexible also. And they have previously they have not learned any skills, so they don't have conflict in their mind or their body for learning new skills. And they are more adventurous than the grown-up people, because grown-up people have their own prejudice and all those things made up already in mind, but these people have no experience with such things, so they are more open and adventurous to learn and discover things. And while adolescents and adults, they do same thing again and again, they start becoming bored. Whereas kids do same thing again and again, and they enjoy it. So that's why practice, they keep on practicing without getting bored, so they can learn better. Because they don't have so many things to do. Like for us, we have to do this, that, so many work together. They don't have that many work, so they can keep on same work doing again and again, few things only, so they can do it again. So they can become more better trained. If we give them work to do, they can become masters in this age. They have less responsibilities than the adult ones. Then smooth coordination of all the muscles together will help them in reading, writing, and playing team games and other games. Like their brain is also developed, their hand and foot muscles are developing. So motor skills are being refined and they are being expanded. So through play and through the practice, children perfect in 6 basic motor behaviors. These are running, jumping, sequencing foot movements, balancing, throwing, and catching balls. So improvement in motor skills keeps pace with maturation through the practice after the performance of some skills. So jumping is a good index of motor coordination and strength. They know how much to jump, not over jumping or not less jumping. So jumping is good index that their coordination is how are they falling after jumping, or they are landing on the foot like that. So it is said that at the age of 7 years, boys often are better in the height of vertical jumping than girls. And girls are superior to boys in the task of jumping and hopping into grids. Means balancing is better in the girls and the height is better in the boys to jump. So rapid improvement in this skill, jumping and hopping, are shown in the age of 6 to 9 years of age. During this period, children have, they put their energy into controlled goal directed activities, like what to play, what not to play, why to invest energy somewhere else than doing something what they want to do. And also they become more competitive and tend to form larger and more complex groups where they play. So this age you will see that they will not easily include other kids. Aram say, no, this is my group, it should be like this. If you have to be included in that group, you have to do something extraordinary like that. So they start becoming closed group friends. The benefits of team sports participation include the social contacts with the friends and happiness of self-improvement, learning the value of teamwork and fun of the sport. Also, it gives the importance to the physical fitness. So competition and winning comes more than the learning sports fundamentals. So sport is a very good medium to boost the motor development and also to teach values. Parents and teachers should encourage to improve and to get the excellence without creating obsession for perfection. So handedness is very established by the age 6, and small muscle activity and artistic skills improve from 6 up to 12 age. So they do great strides in writing, drawing during these years, and with practice, they learn to play musical instruments and other handicraft like ceramic, needlework, painting, model building, and all, pottery, all these things. Again, in these things, we can see that girls do better these fine motor skills than the boys. Hand-eye coordination improves during this year, and by the age of 8, the child is better to plan a movement, and by the age of 10, there is increase in the child's ability to control the speed and direction of their grasp. So despite there is better control and fine motor and hand-eye skills and everything, but these children become more clumsy and less well coordinated during their growth spurts here. So they are more distractible, means they are having less attention span when they are growing. They are also not used to maneuvering larger feet and taller frame. Daydreaming and other preoccupations may also lead to clumsiness. So as I told, there is improvement in running, jumping, sequencing, foot movements, balancing, throwing, and catching. 6 major motor developments. And then skill movements like sports, games, music. Reaction time improves. Hand-eye coordination improves. Competitive attitude improves. So participation improves. And left-right discrimination improves. Handedness is well established, and fine motor skills improve, where girls are always doing better than the boys. Saku?
Okay, we'll stop at girls are better than boys. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thought to go home with.
Yeah.